First, I'd like to thank Michelle Light, and I don't know if Michelle is here, but she's responsible for making the press club available to us, so I want to thank her. I certainly want to thank the staff members of HumanitiesDC. I don't see all of them here. Diane, you know now, but Joy Austin, our executive director, of course. We have Stephanie Scott, who's not here. Certainly Lewis Hicks just came in, who's in the front. Jay Stewart, who will be speaking after me. I think that's it. So, pardon me, have I left anybody out?
Jason's having a
Jasper.
Oh, yes, poor Jasper. Out of sight, out of mind. That's right, Jasper Collier, who's our all utility infielder. So, by way of background, HumanitiesDC is an independent nonprofit, and it's the local affiliate of the National Endowment for the Humanities, which of course is responsible for promoting the humanities across the country. HumanitiesDC is also an essential part of the district structure for supporting the humanities. This year represents the 225th anniversary of the founding of the District of Columbia. Of course, that's why you're all here. And as part of that celebration, we're going to start this month, and then every month for the rest of the year, a series of programs which are going to take 20-year slices of this illustrious history of ours and provide a panel to discuss that. That will be held in a series of locations around the city, and the audience that we are appealing to is a group of young adults who are new to the city. So, and what we hope to do is to illuminate the often overlooked history of this district and to define the aspects of this unique contemporary culture that we have today. And reflecting on that culture and that history, to kind of take the history and teach us what about the city today can we learn from the history of its past. So I'm going to start with just a few highlights of the history, but I won't take you through all of it, so I won't be here all that long. But I am starting at the beginning. Archaeologists placed the arrival of the original Native American inhabitants 4,000 years ago. And then fast forward to 1632, when residents from the Maryland colony began to displace members of the Nacotchtank Nation, Native Americans who were located in settlements along the Potomac and Anacostia rivers. By the early 1660s, English place names began showing up on maps of the area. By 1697, Prince George's County, from which most of the district came, maybe they want it back, but we have it, was established. In the early 1740s, port towns of Georgetown and Alexandria were created in order to serve the tobacco plantations that were in the area. 1789, the newly established United States Constitution defined the nation's capital as, quote, a 10-mile square area, end quote, to be administered by the Congress. Well, that begins a long tail, doesn't it? In 1790, Congress passed the Residence Act, decreeing that the capital would be located on both sides of the Potomac River. Potomac, that location being kind of the center of the country between the northern industrial and the southern agrarian components of the nation. President George Washington was authorized to determine the precise location. It was a very logical decision, of course, since he surveyed the area extensively in connection with the C&O Canal. He knew the area and the geography very well, and he had a rather large real estate holding down the river. From 1791 to 1801, the basic outlines of the district took shape. While the U.S. government continued to operate in Philadelphia, President Washington's architect, Pierre Charles L'Enfant, created the city plan that has given us the magnificent mall area, the location of the Congress House, the location of the White House, as well as our grand state avenues and our analogical grid that helps tourists and us to get home at night, late at night, and for all of us to find our way. Andrew Ellicott, the and Benjamin Banneker, two famous historic names, mapped out the district's boundaries. And in 1801, the federal government moved into town. And the district ever since has been the place where we do our national governance, but with a distinct local community. The modern day District of Columbia boasts a steadily growing population that's approaching 700,000. The district has always drawn upon the talents and aspirations of new arrivals from around the country and now from around the globe. DC residents enjoy the conveniences and the annoyances that come with living in a global capital. The district has evolved from a small, swampy river town to the physical embodiment of modern American democracy. But the change of pace in the district is unrelenting, and residents of this particular federal district confront perennial questions, such as who controls the destiny of DC residents, DC Council or the Congress? Do the city's social issues reflect local conditions, such as assuring access to nearby healthcare, or national conditions, such as the nationwide effort to try to rein in health costs? Does the historic relationship between the district, Maryland, and Virginia make it almost impossible, will it continue to do so, to adequately fund area-wide facilities such as metro, the airports, and providing clean water? While the perennial questions may not change, the issues and personalities, such as Boss Shepard and Marion Barry, certainly do. They have made our history, and our history is often determining what happens in the district today. As the Spanish philosopher George Santayana said, those who cannot learn from history are condemned to repeat it. Our program is designed to offer the opportunity for our young adult audience to understand today's Washington from its history. Now let me make a few brief comments on the concept of our Humanitinis, these gatherings where this program is going to be presented. And Jay will talk in more detail about that after I'm done. Let me simply say that they are an outreach to young adults who are new to the district. They are after-hours gatherings held around the city to offer opportunities to socialize and discuss topics of interest about life in Washington. They might range from serious discussions about the impact of gentrification or secondary school education to the less serious, like fashion and football. We've been offering these programs for almost 9 years now, and they've attracted a growing audience, so we feel that this is the appropriate place to present these series. The primary goal of this year's Humanitinis, devoted to the 225th anniversary, is to promote civic engagement, among our newest residents. Only through dialogue and only through using the historical context of these conversations will these new citizens empower themselves to understand, value, and contribute to the culture in the city. So that's it for me, and I'll turn it over to Joy.